Now, welcome back to the Prospect Dive. We're going to go through again, Amazing Evan does a great job going through these prospect lists, and now we're up to number 16, the 2025 best prospects, and we're in January now. We're almost in February. I'm a little behind, but that's all right. So much stuff going on with the Mets, it's tough to keep up. Top 25 Mets prospects for 2025, Blade Tidwell at number 16. Next up on our list is a right-handed pitcher. Tennessee native Jansen Blade Tidwell helped lead Loretto High School to 3 straight state tournament appearances, including a TSSAA Class A state title in 2017 when he was a freshman. A two-way player, hit .557 with 6 homers and 15 steals in his junior season in 2019 while going a perfect 8-0 in 53 innings pitched, striking out 107. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, he was not able to play much organized baseball in 2020, his senior year, but it really didn't matter much as he already had an incredibly array of baseball tools and was considered a high priority followed by scouts and evaluators. He had many suitors, but none were able to meet his pre-draft bonus demands, so he honored his commitment to the University of Tennessee. The Vols Sunday starter, Tidwell led all Tennessee pitchers with 18 starts in 2021, his freshman season. He posted a 3.74 ERA and 98 2/3 innings, allowed 84 hits, 30 walks, and 90 strikeouts. His 10 wins were second in program history for a freshman, behind only R.A. Dickey. Along with current teammate Drew Gilbert, he was invited to play with the USA Baseball National Collegiate Team that summer. A draft-eligible sophomore, Tidwell came into the 2020 season one of the top college pitching prospects in the class. But unfortunately for him, just prior to the season, it was announced that he would miss the start of the season due to a shoulder injury. According to Tennessee head coach Tony Vitello, the right-hander was experiencing soreness in his shoulder stemming from stiffness in the area. It was an ongoing issue that Vols trainers and doctors were aware of and tracking, but was healing slowly. It was not severe enough to necessitate surgery defects, would take time to resolve itself on its own. After missing roughly 2 months, he returned to the mound in late March and was handled light touch, limited to 1 inning stints early on before being allowed to throw multiple innings. All in all, he pitched a total of 39 innings over 13 appearances and posted a 3.00 ERA, 31 hits allowed, 11 walks, and 51 strikeouts. He was still available when the Mets made their second-round selection in the 2022 MLB draft, and the team picked Tidwell with the 52nd overall pick. Roughly 2 weeks later, he signed for $1.85 million, a few $100,000 over the MLB assigned slot value of $1.474 He was assigned to the Florida Complex League Mets to begin his professional career mid-August, and was then promoted to the St. Lucie Mets after a single appearance. There, he made 4 regular season starts and posted a 2.16 ERA, in 8 1/3 innings with 4 hits, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. In the postseason, he started Game 1 of the Florida State League Division Series and Game 2 of the Florida State League Championship Series, throwing 9 2/3 innings with 5 hits allowed, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. Considered the Mets' 6th best prospect by Amazing Avenue coming into the 2023 season, expectations were high for the right-hander coming into his first full season, but he did particularly not live up to them. Assigned to the Brooklyn Cyclones to start off the season, the right-hander posted a 3.09 ERA, 81 2/3 innings, allowing 55 hits, walking 46, and striking out 112. That's not bad. He struggled early on, posting a 5.34 ERA in 32 innings in April and May, with 24 hits allowed, 25 walks, and 46 strikeouts, before righting the ship to a degree and posting a 1.63 ERA at 49 2/3 innings in June and July, with 31 hits allowed, 21 walks, and 66 strikeouts. At the beginning of August, he was promoted to Double-A. Binghamton never really got into a groove. Making 8 starts, he posted a 4.72 ERA in 34 1/3 innings for the Rome Ponies, with 32 hits allowed, 17 walks, and 41 strikeouts. All in all, he posted a combined 3.57 ERA, 116 combined innings in 23, allowing 87 hits, walking 63, and striking 153. Second most assistant behind only Dominic Hamill. Tidwell remained in Binghamton to start the 2024 season, but unlike 23, Got off to an excellent start thanks to a new cutter that he added to his repertoire over the winter. Appearing in 7 games, the 23-year-old posted 2.41 ERA in 37 1/3 innings and earned himself a promotion to AAA Syracuse in late May, much earlier than most would have predicted. From there, his season unfortunately went sour. Appearing in 19 games for the Syracuse Mets, he posted 5.93 ERA in 85 innings. Allowed 80 hits, walking 53, striking out 77. While the National League has been an extremely hitter-friendly league, the league average ERA of 4.83 in 2024, his ERA was a full run higher than the league average. His 5.6 walks per 9 innings was over a walk higher than the 4.3 league average, and his 8.2 strikeouts per 9 innings was a full strikeout lower than the 9.3 league average. All in all, Blade Tidwell was a below-average pitcher for the majority of the season, as he combined to post a 4.86 ERA and 122 innings, 122 and a third innings combined, allowing 109 total hits, walking 64, and striking out 121. At 6'4", 205 pounds, Tidwell has a solid pitching frame. The right-hander has a little bit of violence in his delivery, thrown from a high 3/4 arm slot with a quick whippy arm and long action through the back. He's more of a control of a command pitcher as a result. This in spots but staying in the strike zone, which explains why he sometimes gets a bit homer prone and allows more hits than a pitcher whose kind of strikeout stuff generally does. Tidwell has a large repertoire of pitches. He throws 2 fastballs, a 4-seam variant, and a 2-seam variant, a hard gyro slider, a soft sweeper slider, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. In 2024, while pitching with Syracuse, he used his 4-seam fastball 37.4% of the time, his cutter 20.8% of the time. His sweep, oh my goodness, so many things here. So many things here. I mean, just going through this scan report, his repertoire. If he's to be successful, he's got to cut down on what his pitches are. That might be a problem. Just going through this is the longest scanning report, and for the last 2 days, I will admit that so much to go through, and I think that might be his problem. Is he's got too many pitches to work with, and the Mets have to figure out which is his best pitches, which are his 3 best pitches, and go with that and hone that. That might be the problem. That might be the issue here with him. Now, I've not seen him. Okay, most of these young guys, I've not seen him. But just going through all the pitches that he throws. Let me go again. And he throws 2 fastballs, a 4-seam variant and a 2-seam variant, a harder gyro slider, 3, a softer sweeping slider, 4, a cutter, 5, a curveball, 6, and a changeup, 7. It's too many pitches. Okay, for a really good starter, for any kind of start, the average starter should have about two pitches. For the most part. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, a slider / curveball, and a changeup. That's about it. But he's got 7 different variations of a pitch. You're going to struggle. And this explains why he had such a high walk rate, because hitters in AAA, they've been in the major leagues. So they've seen all this different stuff. And he can't hone in on anything. Now, he does throw hard. He could throw up to about 96. I wonder if he could be... Normally, I give you the whole thing, but just reading, there's so much stuff in this. My goodness. A high 70s curveball rounds out his repertoire. But pitches, this is just crazy. He's got so many pitches here. Mets have to clean his pitching. I think that might be the best thing. I'm sure he's been into the pitching lab. I know he's going to be going to that camp that they have in Port St. Lucie, but my goodness. This is the most detailed scanning report that they've done. And just going through, like I said, just repeat myself, going through these pitches, he has to find a way to clean that up. Mets have to clean this up. And he was drafted in 2022 by Billy Epler in the 2nd round. So this is a very high draft pick. This is the 3rd pick of that draft that the Mets had, because first of all, they had Parada, Jet Williams, and now Blade Tidwell. We're starting to see some things from the Billy Epler years in terms of the drafts. There are some problems that we've seen. Kevin Parada has been a bust. I've seen him because the SNY put a lot of the games last year. They broadcast it. I saw a little bit of Kevin Parada. He can't hit it. He can't hit a fastball. His bat's just too slow from what I saw. And Colin Houck, who's the #1 pick in 2023, he has completely collapsed in terms of all these different lists. Some of these lists, he's not even in the top 30. So he is really just completely disintegrated as a player from what was said about him when the Mets drafted him. He was considered the best high school player in Georgia, and he's done nothing with the Mets for that 1 year that they had him playing last year for the full season. Not very good. And Blade Tidwell has taken a step back. It's weird. It's interesting to see, and I've mentioned this a lot of times over the years, how important continuity in the front office is. And the Mets have had a lot of sort of, up until the last year, so the continuity with the front office has not been strong. From 2020 to 23, the Mets had about 4 general managers. Obviously, Brody Van Wagenen, Jared Porter, Zach Scott, Billy Epler. 4 guys that aren't here anymore. And that's until they got, of course, David Stearns. The jury's still out with him in terms of who they drafted this past year. But the point being is that some of the early results of the Billy Epler years as the Mets general manager in terms of the draft they're not boding well. I will keep an eye on this because obviously this is the prospect. We talk about prospects here, so this is a very concerning thing to sort of go through. And the this Mets group with this particular general manager, president of baseball operations, David Stearns, got to figure how to clean up this particular pitcher. But this is not good. But one thing about pitching in particular is pitchers can come out of nowhere and they can explode. So he could be in AAA, pitched so poorly last year, and then this year pitches well in spring training, and let's give him a shot in the bullpen. He might be one of these guys that you just throw him in the bullpen. That's the one thing that you want to do when you with your farm system is develop pitching in your farm systems. Develop them as starters so that at some point you'll get to a point where they develop 2 good strong pitches or 3 pitches, and then you go with 2 pitches out of that bullpen. And then the velocity tends to go up because then they're not trying to conserve their energy. They have about 20 pitches a night in them, and you go there from there. Blade Tidwell might be one of these kind of guys. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. This started out as sort of a scan report, but I need to sort of expand on it because some of the stuff going through this, and because this is such a long scan report, there are things concerning to me that just sort of reading it. And the fact that he's starting to drop off a list, he went from 6 and going to 23 to 16 2 years later. And he's fairly new to 2 years into the organization. That's not a good thing. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.